2 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. On today's episode, them guys recap the divisional round weekend games and also discuss current news related to the respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings with your hosts, Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
Welcome. I'm going to flip it this week. Welcome to the 12s, the Scolders, and all you football fans. We're mixing it up this week, Cap.
Welcome, Matt's out.
Welcome to episode 22, the double deuce.
Deuce in the building.
Of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, still recovering from the finger surgery, along with my co-host, Captain Vuk.
What's happening, people?
And the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike Top Gun.
Careful, Mike.
Cruise.
Just got one tango today, but he's a vet. All right, turn and burn on him, Top Gun. Go vertical. He'll be at your 12. Go inverted. He can't handle it. Ah, there you go. He's bugging out.
All right.
Can't handle you.
Another week without the eject button.
Another successful mission. Well done.
All right.
Yeah, that's always a good week when you don't have to hit that.
Exactly. We have another great episode in store for you today as we're going to recap the divisional round weekend games and then discuss the latest news surrounding our respective organizations as they prepare for next season. My solo cup is filled. Fill yours up. Sit back and get ready for another Lakeside Fantastic Voyage. All right.
Sweet.
Hey, Cap.
What's up, my brother? On the bridge, ready to report.
You ready to roll?
You know I'm ready to roll, man. That's what we do. NFL coaching carousel continues to spin with the latest vacancy coming out of the Crescent City, bro. Sean Payton stepped down.
I saw that. I have an item for that.
Oh, I can't wait. The Seahawks have a list of folks to interview, so I'll touch on that later. The defensive coordinator spot is still open, but we'll talk about that too. The Vikings just got a new GM.
They do have a new GM, and that's on our agenda today as well.
And Billy Gold, y'all, as you just heard, we'll talk about it.
Oh.
In fact, B Gold, are you ready, my brother?
I'm ready, and I actually have a new nickname for our new GM, so we'll get to that as well.
Then you know what? I think there's only one thing left to do. Let's talk some Hawks and Kings, baby.
All right, as we always do,
Let's go.
Let's start today with some questions and open items. So I do have 4 questions in front of me, but I only have one I'm going to give to him. My answer is pretty boring this week, but I'm sure I'll expand it as we move along here. Kat,
What you got, my man?
what's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Oh, man, my favorite way to spend the day off?
Favorite way to spend a day off?
Under ideal circumstances?
Yes.
All right, so no work comes into play.
No work.
We'll start with that. Wake up, just after the sun. I like to get up a little bit early, but not crazy early. Get a good workout in before the rest of the world thinks about working out.
Workout, huh?
Yeah, get a workout
On your
in.
day off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Get it. If I got my druthers, that's how I'll start the day. Get a workout in, get my cup of coffee, check on the Seahawks news and see what's cracking, if there's anything new going on. After I do that, I might even, do a couple of things around the house and throw a Seahawk game in the background just so I can hear, the 12s do what we do. Breakfast, not a huge thing unless I got my family with me. Then we'll have a big breakfast, cook up some stuff. I'll probably find a spot and go write. I like to write, as you know. And if I could get in a couple hours of writing, that's a good thing for me.
Okay.
And it's a good way to get some stuff going. And then after that, lunches are probably something I try to knock out, get a lunch in, see what else is going on the day, nothing crazy. And finish off the evening with, if I could find me a good old steak or something like that, wrap the day up with that. And
all right, so it sounds like just sitting at home chilling and grilling, and hanging with the fam.
That's it. I like that.
All right.
I like to do that.
That's on mine. That might be 1A.
What's your typical
well, first
day?
No workout.
But you work out all the time.
No coffee.
No coffee.
I'm naturally caffeinated.
Yep, that is the truth.
If you give me a cup of coffee, I wouldn't even let you speak during the show because I would just ramble on and on and on and on.
An hour.
Oh, and at work they'd escort me out of the building.
They lock you in your office, huh?
My favorite way to spend a day off is first a designated driver.
Okay. That's very responsible.
Very responsible.
That.
And
I
then
like that.
I'm off to a saltwater deep sea fishing trip.
And this is all before noon, right?
This is at 6 a.m.
You line up the designated driver before 6 a.m. It's going to be a long day, y'all.
So
good.
I like getting out there on the ocean. And I know they call it catching fish, not fishing.
Yeah.
Or they call it fishing, not catching fish. But that darn captain better get me some fish.
If I'm the captain, I got you. I'll make sure you have a good haul.
Exactly. I got a captain right here. You got to get you a boat.
I know some cats that have boats, though, that do that big time ocean water.
So I used to book the trips all the time. They're really fun. The reason why you have a designated driver is, you get a little you get a little sun woozy out there on the ocean. Your day off. I don't want to drive. The last time I showed up in a limo, everybody was looking at me cross-eyed. So they definitely don't want to do that again.
That was a heck of a day. I'm glad to have partaken in it.
All right, what do you got, Cap?
All right, my question for you, the first one is just for B Gold. Would you rather live without heat and air conditioning or live without social media? I know your answer, but I just need to hear you deliver it.
Okay. This is the easiest question I've ever gotten on the show.
You've already given hints about this.
Social media. I don't want to offend anybody.
I think the real deal might come out. I can tell.
Social media only exposes people. It shows what you shouldn't show. And sometimes,
oh no,
I gotta turn it off. I'm not a big social media. I understand for certain aspects of life, you need it. But when you're just saying, when there's a guy who calls out sick for work and he's in his truck snow plowing.
Oh, I don't want to go there. Oh my goodness. That's
not a good look.
No, that's a bad look.
Or he's working and he's sitting down at a restaurant eating dinner with his family.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad medicine right
So
there.
Social media can be your worst enemy.
If you ain't doing right. If you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, my answer is easy on that one. I mean, I'm not going to go out if I don't have to without air conditioning and heat. I know what it's like to not have heat and air conditioning. So I'd love to have that. And if you want me, come see me. Come by the crib and you knock on the door like we used to do back in the day.
Yep, we'll hang up.
And see
Page me.
Yeah, the pagers. I remember the pagers too. For sure. That was one way to get me to get on the phone, and I'll call you right back.
Exactly. No, I might have to drive down the street and find a payphone, but I'm calling you.
Yeah, there's a lot of discipline issues with with the social media.
There's social media.
I don't want to be bothered with it.
I know,
but some people use it very well. And
we're evolving, and there is certain places that works well, but
yeah, no doubt.
I see it cause a lot more people trouble than it does good.
Well, we're both from the same generation, so I mean, for me, I'm more comfortable just talking in person and going that route. But anyway, I appreciate your insight. Can we get the real deal out here for a quick question?
Absolutely.
A lot of the people that I listen to the show want to know about the real deal's youth and his upbringing and what kind of got him into who he is today. And I felt like, one of the best questions to ask somebody about when they were a kid is about their eating habits. So to the real deal, this hopefully is a good question for you. What was your least favorite food as a child?
Oh, I know it. Corned beef.
Oh, really?
Corned beef, because my family was Irish.
Okay.
And I despised that day. Corned beef. Are you kidding me?
He didn't like it.
Oh my God. No.
Oh, man.
No corned beef. Another thing I learned. So my mom's side of my family
Yep.
is from upstate New York.
All right.
Okay.
The big city.
It's a big area. And they used to grow their own tomatoes. Okay. So I got dumped off there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or something. I don't know where everybody went. But I was with my cousin.
Yep.
And all we did for breakfast, lunch, and dinner was eat tomatoes.
Ooh, there's a lot of acid in tomatoes. You could tear a hole in your mouth.
Bacon and tomato sandwiches. It was just a lot of tomato sandwiches.
Are you sure you weren't being punished for those 4 days?
No. I mean, we liked it at the time, but actually, I don't know if I think something. My skin started to turn red or something. I had some kind of reaction because I ate too many tomatoes.
That's a lot. Yeah, something might happen.
Well,
like an acid overdose.
I still will eat a tomato today. I just won't eat them 3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
So, corned beef comes number one. And corned beef and cabbage together. Oh,
you don't like that?
It's just an awful combination. I apologize. I'm Irish, by the way, so I'm apologizing to all the Irish people that are listening to the podcast. But for me.
For you.
Just for me.
You. Yep.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
I'm out. And my mother she'd come smiling to the kitchen. Hey, it's the big Irish family.
Took a long time to make
big Irish family making the corned beef, and I'm coming. She goes, oh, God, I'm sick. I'm getting out of here.
That's funny. Mine is real simple and short. I could not stand the mushroom soup in a can. It was horrible. And I had horrible experiences with it. Even the smell to this day, I don't want nothing to do with it. So
now you can hide that though. I think you can hide that in a meatloaf, or there is a, maybe not even be a meatloaf. I will get open item for me. There's a recipe where you use mushroom gravy before you don't even know what's in there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because I don't even want any mushrooms. So I don't want to deal with.
I don't like mushrooms either. I don't eat algae.
Okay. You're not like
isn't it my Top Gun? Is it? It's not an algae. A fungus. All right, fungus. Says the same thing. I'm not eating a fungus. I'm not eating an algae.
We are not scientists, ladies.
Exactly.
I guess Top Gun is though.
I guess
Top Gun's got us covered.
That just came across pretty loud and clear. Yes.
No algae, no fungi on this show.
They're not the same family, algae and fungus. Are they related at all?
They both got fur coats.
They're not related at all?
Maybe, but.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's move on to some open items from the previous episodes, as always. And we're gonna switch it up this week. Our open item number one with the Mighty Heroes, the Cap, is gonna take the lead on this. Hey, Cap.
What's up?
I know you were the one that set up our what episode to watch the Big Freeze.
Yep.
So let's give the listeners your recap.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as B-Go just said, the assignment for this week for the crew, and the crew has shrank from 3 to 2.
No, we have a listener that's filled in for Top Gun.
Because Top Gun is not feeling this show at all.
He's grounded.
But this episode was called The Big Freeze. And in this particular episode, the villain, whose name is Weird Character, invents a super cooler machine that he uses to try to freeze everything inside of the good city of Goodhaven because he hates heat. And he was quoted as saying, make it colder, colder. He wants to freeze everything. So Goodhaven got so cold that the citizens did freeze, and a call went out to who, B-Gold?
The Mighty Heroes.
And on their way in to investigate, Cuckoo Man got so cold that he couldn't fly anymore and his arms froze.
He froze and he fell.
And he fell.
Plummeted.
And this is the first time I've seen Rope Man get upset.
Yes.
Oh, Rope Man was mad because when he fell, he dropped everybody in the group that was flying.
He had strong words for him, right?
He did. He did. He was like,
his voice got very deep.
Been in this business,
right?
You should know better than to mess up a Mighty Heroes formation.
That's what I got. Cuckoo Man messes up the Mighty Hero formation. I got it in my notes.
Sweet. So Diaper Man, he's like, let's go investigate with his voice. He sounds a little bit like our opening narrator, a little bit.
He's got the Popeye voice, right?
He does. And so he finds this cave that's kicking out cold air. He said, that must be the spot. So he runs over there, flies in there, and he immediately gets blasted by the guy who goes, how would you like a frosty punch? And he just knocks him right out of the cave. So he goes back out. The fellas figure out what's going on. They try to rush him. They go inside. The weird character unleashes a whole army of snow monsters, and the fight is on at this point. Rope Man started hanging with Cuckoo Man, and that was one of his main mistakes. They end up trapping each other. The Super Cooler machine trapped all of the 5 heroes as they slid on ice into a floor trap door on the floor, basically. And then the weird character puts them all in a super freeze machine. Now, once they're in the super freeze machine, Diaper Man complains that his bottle is frozen solid.
They're in a block of ice, actually.
It's a huge, okay, my bad. It's a huge block of ice.
Yes.
And once they're in there, the bottle becomes an ice pick. Super Strong Man's like, yo, let's try to see if this can be used as ice pick. So they do that. They end up getting out of there. They end up destroying.
He chips him out.
He chips out of the thing with the bottle. They end up destroying the equipment in the lair. The equipment catches fire. This fully enrages the weird character because he can't stand heat. He goes bananas. The villain ends up at the end. He gets captured. And did you hear what his sentence was? He was basically put in a cooler to cool off in a jail cell forever. One mistake. No, it was more than one mistake, but the guy's locked up forever. But the one thing that I have to speak on really quickly was, did you notice the teeth on the weird character?
I did not.
Okay, and this is way before gold fronts became a thing. But his teeth, not only were they the shape of shark teeth,
And the shiny gold tooth?
they were straight all golden. Now, it could be from bad hygiene or from the fact that he got gold in his mouth, but I'm going to go with the bad hygiene thing.
I got to check that out. So my game ball for the week, you missed it. They did destroy the cold machine.
Yes.
But it was the result of Strongman using a giant roller
That's right.
that he rolled across the floor,
That is
and it
true.
rolled right over the machine. And it actually, when it rolled over the machine, it was like watching an old Batman cartoon episode where you had bam, cool, kabow.
Yeah.
Right?
That was good.
Right? And that's when it destroyed it. And one thing I'm starting to notice.
Okay. I mean, I got to add one more piece to this.
All of the villains always end up in the same jail cell, sit in the same formation. So make sure when you go back, you check that.
I got to check that out. I have to check that
All right,
out.
what do you got?
That is hilarious. The only other thing is that there's one member, and we've spoken about him before. He needs to legitimately turn his playbook in.
And then, you know what?
He's
My former boss said the same thing. He said, who is this dude?
He's
Get him out of the
nothing
lineup.
to the table.
Right, get him out of the lineup.
Completely empty suit, man. He's like a petite professor that is never exercised in his life, and he's trying to fight these monsters.
So once we secure the other 2 issues of the comics, and we have all 6, and we take over the organization of the Mighty Heroes,
get a monopoly going.
Yes, we will eliminate Cuckoo Man from the next episode.
We'll hire a new cartoonist and have them illustrate a new comic book minus Cuckoo Man.
Right, no, we'll replace him. We'll replace him. We'll invent our own character.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so do you have any other open items?
I got a lengthy one.
All right, well, let me do my open item. It's a short one.
Good to
and
go.
then we'll go on yours.
That sounds good.
I said in our last, let me get my folder here. I said in our last episode that I would get you a picture of the proposed Seattle Kings helmet
Yes, you did.
and their uniform.
You got it?
Oh, it's not in here.
Uh-oh, don't tell me somebody was messing with your stuff. Did the weird character get up in here
No.
before?
You know what? I did one better. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, his headphones are off. He's reached under a table. Oh, check this out. How can we get this on the video? Look at that. He's got an actual mock helmet of the Seattle Kings with their golden, proposed golden. Is that purple stripe?
Yes, it is. It's the reverse colors
Of the Vikings.
of the Vikings helmet.
Interesting. And it's Kings.
Kings.
We legitimately talk Hawks and Kings, man.
We talk Hawks and Kings.
That's pretty cool. I wish the viewers could see that.
How is that for an addition?
That's cool.
You're going to have to take a picture and send that to Seattle.
I will absolutely do it.
I mean,
100%. It's
how
coming.
bad is that?
That's legit.
That's legit, right?
It is really legit. That's cool.
I mean, it is the reverse colors. I actually would have enjoyed a football team looking like
They
that.
would have been balling.
I'm not.
In the Pacific Northwest, you kidding me?
Yeah.
They would have wrecked shop.
They would have wrecked
Good stuff.
So, I didn't get the picture. I think
That's even better.
you know what?
That's real live right
Try and
there.
find that.
It's going to be difficult. I know the real deal made it happen, as always.
Try and find that.
Made it happen. Good stuff.
All right. Got your open item, Cap? Let's get to it.
Yeah, so basically, you had given me a task of about, how many free agents do we have? How much cap space do we have? And we have a lot of free agents, but I'm just going to focus on the 15 unrestricted free agents that we have, because these are the folks that when their contracts officially expire on March 16th, they're able to sign with any team in the NFL.
Yep, they're already saying Diggs to Dallas.
Well, that's the number one guy on my list, Quandre Diggs, who, the guy's amazing. He's a Pro Bowler, and I do not want to lose him, even though he did suffer that leg injury. I don't care. I think he's going to be just fine. I think we should really try hard to re-sign him. If we go beyond reasonable and he still doesn't want to sign with us, that's different. But we need to make our best efforts to keep him in the blue and green. Left tackle Dwayne Brown, Pro Bowler. He didn't make the Pro Bowl this year. He's 37 years of age. He had a slow start to the season, but he finished stronger. I would like to just offer him a 1-year deal and see if he'll take that and keep him in the fold.
Is he a left tackle?
He's a left tackle, blind side.
Yeah, I don't know if 1 year is going to do it. Left tackles are at a premium.
Yeah, but he's 37.
Doesn't matter.
So
nobody could. I've seen some of the left tackles out there. Actually, I saw Tom Compton playing for somebody, and we couldn't get rid of him fast enough. I think he was playing he might have been for the Chiefs or somebody. Somebody in the play was playing right tackle, and he was getting beat up all day. So.
That's hilarious. But I would, out of respect, offer that to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's capable, and he's better than a lot of people that probably do start. But he did have a rough start to the year for his standards, and he's phenomenal athlete still. Center Ethan Posick, he came in, took the starting job mid-season, and I would like to, I don't think he's a premier starting center, but he was serviceable. So, and that's your word. I like that word. I would like to see him try to get him on another 1-year deal and see if he would take that. We need solid offensive linemen, and we need cohesion. And so if they've been in the system already, that's one less year of trying to get that gel and that chemistry going. Tight end Gerald Everett, one of our players with a void year contract, he will become a free agent, just like Diggs and Brown and Posick that I just mentioned. I like him. He's very dynamic. He is a big game, baller, but we need to get him the rock a little bit more often. I think one of the problems with our squad this year was waiting too late to try to get the tight ends involved. And now all the defenses are like just waiting. Okay, at some point they're going to get the tight ends involved, and then they're kind of ready. They need to mix him into the offense with DK, with Tyler, with Penny Hart, and everybody else. Rashad Penny, we already know about his significant injury-riddled history, but he sure finished the year strong with the last 6 games or so. We got to try to sign him.
Yeah, you're not going to keep Carson. They said they're going to let him walk.
Well, he's coming off of a neck injury, and for a running back, it's kind of scary. Man.
Any kind of football player
for his own health. Now we got a right tackle, Brandon Shell. He ended up losing his job. Basically, he got injured, but I think he lost his job to our rookie named Jake Curhan. This dude came in and balled, and it was unexpected. I didn't even know who this dude was until he started making names for himself and jumping off the film. So I'd like to see us try to keep him. Hopefully it won't be too expensive. Tight end Will Dissly. We need to make sure that man's on the roster next year. I don't know why they don't utilize him more. I can probably guess that if you checked his stats, I don't think he missed a pass all year. Now, he may have, but every time I see them throw anything to the guy, he makes the catch, and he can block.
He's a baller, too, I bet.
He doesn't make head mistakes. He doesn't. Of course he's a baller. He's an ex-UW Husky.
Is there any Seahawk that's not a baller?
Yeah, there's a few.
Oh, there are. Oh, good. We're making progress here.
And those are the 15% that need to go. I think 85% of our roster is okay. Al Woods is a defensive tackle. I like to see him. He's 34. He had a good year. He made a couple bonehead mistakes that really angered me, but his effort has never been questioned. So I'd like to try to see if we could keep him for another year deal, maybe 2. Cornerback DJ Reed, 1,000% we need to sign this guy. This is the guy I talked about and bragged about from the 49ers that we picked up. This dude is a Pro Bowler, man, and he stood up against some of the best talent in the NFL. And he's not a big 6'3", 6'2" corner that supposedly Pete traditionally likes. He's just a scrappy corner that holds it down. So I want to see him bring him back. And Sidney Jones, the guy that we brought in, John Schneider brought him in from the University of Washington. Another good guy. He got hurt. He was playing really, really well. Really probably kept Ken Norton Jr. in the game longer than he would have lasted if the secondary wouldn't have tightened up. Geno Smith, You got to go, bro. I'm sorry, man. I can't even be sorry, but you got arrested on suspicion of DUI, driving under the influence. There's no excuse for that. None.
Nope.
I mean, and you're a quarterback. You're
Not
a
when you
leader,
make that kind of money.
and you're backing up Russell Wilson, man. So
Yeah, but you make that kind
I
of
hope
money.
you get what
a
you
ride.
need, get your help, and get up out of the blue and green, brother, and save the rest of your life. Running back.
Wait. Sean Mannion will be available for your backup.
We can keep him and Mr. Zimmer out of the area.
Zimmer's going to go with Peyton to Dallas.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Running back Alex Collins, just real quickly, I'm almost done here.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
He's a good serviceable running back, but I'm not going to be sad if we don't keep him. I like him and I like his effort, but he still has that lose the ball thing that I can't stand.
Yeah, you're out of it.
And you can't do that, and it happens in the worst of times. So he should probably be maybe some trade bait. I hate to say that about a human being, but it is what it is when you're talking about the business side of it. Defensive end Rasheem Green, the guy that I was fired up about as the season got going, and then he showed up all season long. His effort never waned. He had a career high 6.5 sacks, and he's only 24. We need to re-sign him. We need that type of production, and he's just going to get better if you put better talent around him. Offensive lineman Jamarco Jones, he was a good reserve. I don't know if he's a priority, so I'm just going to let that ride. And I didn't dive into him that deeply. Defensive tackle Robert Nkemdiche, I was fired up on him when he got into the camp. I didn't see enough at all. So if he bounces out of there,
Lost his shine.
if he's not on the squad next year, I'm cool. And then this is the 16th, but I got to mention him because we talking Hawks and Kings, right?
Right.
I got to talk about my man Adrian Peterson real quick. He is on the practice squad, but he's also now a street free agent, which means he can sign with anybody immediately. But there's talk that he might end up joining the coaching ranks for the running backs. So I would love to see that happen. If it does, that would be great for our running back room. I'll just touch really quickly on our salary cap as of January 12th.
I could go really off the cuff on this. But
Do it. About Adrian?
Yeah.
All right, let me get these money things out because this is not my
if your running backs don't do well, he's not going to get the stick out, is he?
What stick?
Never mind. Never mind.
I don't know. Oh, come on, man. Are you serious? What? This is clean, man. He ain't gonna do none of that.
All right,
and not in our house. Projected cap space is about $53 million, and that's before we deal with Bobby Wagner. Something's gonna have to give, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of articles that say there's too much. There might be too much money to keep him,
and I hope that
because of his age.
I hope he realizes that too, because he's a baller. I'd love to see him finish his career with us. But at the end of the day, you saw what happened to KJ right at the end of the year last year.
I get it. And you got to make tough decisions.
Yeah, I mean, he could be he could be a player
a cap casualty.
Yeah,
not a captain casualty. He would never be a captain casualty. He might be a cap casualty.
And he's an extension candidate, so he may not even want to negotiate. And if that's the case,
here's why: because he's got one more chance for one more big payday. He's not taking any pay. And you know what? Based on what other teams have seen, somebody will give him the money. You guys just have to make an informed decision whether it's best for you guys. Because sometimes you backload those contracts and it bites you in the rear end.
It sure does.
A couple of years down the road. So it's a guessing game. Even if he goes somewhere and balls for 1 year, if you're going to pay him for 3 to ball for 1, is it worth the investment?
I know, and I mean, sadly,
unless you get a championship.
And that's different. But like even KJ Wright going to the Raiders, I mean, I really didn't hear much about KJ.
No.
Which is too bad.
That means it was the right call.
Yeah, business-wise.
Right? Business-wise.
DK Metcalf, I'd try to see if we could get him an extension. He's only 24 years of age.
He's on UFA?
No, just an extension to keep him because I think he might be up for 1 more year and then he'll come up. I try to secure him now. He didn't have the greatest year, but look at the numbers that we did put together when Russell was out. I mean, Russell still had like 24, 25 touchdowns, and he still made things happen, even though he came back earlier than he should. And I think he's even admitted that. And then I don't think they need to mess with Russell's. I mean, right now he's got, I think, 2 years left and $51 million coming his way. And he might get a $126 million extension at some point, something like that. So
not with Seattle.
No. But yeah, you're right. Chris Carson might get cut. Bobby Wagner may get released. Alex Collins.
A lot of interesting decisions.
And that kicker.
Oh, they already said he's out.
Flip, man.
He's out.
He was killing me this year.
He's out.
And not only did he helped tank my fantasy football team too.
Hey, I made a great trade on that.
You did. I did it out of loyalty and took it on the chin, man.
I traded him to you for a bottle of soda.
Yeah, you
and
did.
the soda was better than his kicking efforts all year.
The soda was flat like his kicks. So that's pretty much it for the recap, or not even for a recap, but my open item.
Your open item.
Yeah.
All right. Good job. Thank
you,
job.
brother.
And Seattle fans out there, the Cap, he actually said that, some guys weren't balling. So we're making some progress here in the 479.
Hey, Trey Flowers, man, we should talk about him a little bit. Did you see him in the Cincinnati game?
I did not, but I did see Mike Hughes, our number one pick for Kansas City, fall on his rear end while they scored that touchdown to go up with 13 seconds left in the game.
Okay.
That was our former number one pick, Mike Hughes.
Well,
good pickup, Casey.
Well, I'll touch on, if I don't forget, Trey Flowers when we do the recap.
All right,
because
you won't forget.
Seattle Socrates can't stand it.
And believe me, I have a couple former Vikings in there in the game recaps too. There's another one.
All right, cool.
So let's get to the real deal moment of the week. So this is not football related, but I thought it was important to talk about. Last week, I do the majority of the laundry in the house here. Okay?
We're getting personal, y'all.
Yes. And got the washing machine going, finished it up, moved it to the dryer. Excuse me. Set the dial, went upstairs, watched the end of the football game, came down, clothes are still wet. I'm going, man, they must have really been wet. Set the dial again, go upstairs, come back down, clothes are still soaking wet. I'm going, dryer spinning. All right, let me test it out. No heat. I'm going, oh no. No heat for the dryer. What am I going to do? All right, let me research. Best Buy. Any sales going on? Nope. $700.
That
Lowe's.
was a quick answer.
Lowe's. Any sales going on? $650. I'm going $650. All right. So
the big squeeze is on.
Going, what? I don't need this right now. So I turned to YouTube. And I got this gentleman who he was repairing the same model dryer.
And happened to record it for you.
And he recorded it for me. So he took the back of the dryer off. He metered out 3 different thermostats, and all thermostats were good. And then that left one item left. That left the dial where you turn to put it on a certain temperature, selector dial. And he replaced the selector dial, and his dryer came back to life. I'm going, this is easy, breezy. So, and we'll hear easy breezy later. So I get my tools out. I can't find anything that fits the bolt.
Of course.
20 minutes later, I find something. I get the cover off the back. Get my meter out. Meter's not here. Meter's at the office. Right? Got to drive to the office to get the meter. All right, there's 30 minutes wasted. Come back. Turns out later, I found a meter right here in this room, in that box up there. I found another meter in this room that I didn't have to drive all to New Haven for. Wow. Get the meter, go to the first thermostat. It doesn't beep. Go to the second thermostat.
No pulse.
Go to the second thermostat. It's fine. Third thermostat. Fine.
Get that heartbeat ready.
I'm going, it's the thermostat. So I go online and I Google the part number. It's $8. Right?
It wasn't $700?
It's $8. So then I'm going,
oh my God.
It says 2 to 3 days to get here. So then one of the gentlemen who works with me said, there's a place close by called All Parts. And so I call All Parts and they don't pick up. They said, leave your name and number. We'll call you back. I'm going, I want to talk to somebody now. I got to find out if you have this part. So I drove there. They had the part, but it was $25. Uh-oh. So I'm going, all right, do I wait 2 or 3 days for the $8 part? Or do I buy the $25 part? So I broke down and I bought the $25 part. Came home, followed the directions, put the thermostat in, and bam!
You got it?
The dryer's working.
Came back to life?
Came back to life.
No way.
And I've been drying ever since, like a fool.
That is a real deal moment.
That's the real deal moment.
How much time did it go from start to finish?
2 hours.
It's not bad.
But that's not bad because I spent half hour going to get my meter.
Even though
I spent another half an hour going to get the part. But actually, the actual repair time was pretty much like the video. It probably was like 20 minutes.
So you basically performed surgery on your dryer.
And after that, I showed up to work late the next day or a couple days later.
With wet clothes on?
No. My boss said, my ex-boss said, "Did you open a part-time business fixing dryers? Did you have 2 stops this morning?"
Real deal does it all, baby. There's nothing he can't do.
So there's no ridiculous article of the week because the writers don't have anything to write about yet, at least for our teams.
Oh, that's coming.
But it's coming.
That's coming.
All right, so let's get to the Bam Bam moment of the week.
Hit him up. Let's go. Let's knock him down. Stand him up and knock him down.
You want to go first, Cap?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
And this was actually the very first game of this amazing divisional weekend football. With 11 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first quarter of the Bengals versus the Titans game, number 22, King Derrick Henry, as hard as it is to do this, you got the rock and tried to go in between the left tackle and guard, and you got bam-bammed by number 98, DJ Reader. Momentum suddenly stopped as if he was hitting a concrete wall, B Gold. This dude, DJ Reader, is legit. I didn't even know who he was. I had to do some homework on him after that. So, Bam Bam Award goes to a Bengal who was not having the King run court at all.
Nice. Okay. I got one, and I'm sure everybody saw it. Or actually, you didn't see it on TV because they wouldn't show it. No, they wouldn't because they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they don't. They cut immediately.
They cut it out because they don't want people for their claim to fame.
Right.
But it was all over the internet. In the Buffalo Kansas City game, Stephon Diggs leveled a Kansas City fan who ran onto the field. Leveled him. One more. He leveled him. And the fan deserved it. And the fan, as they're carrying him out the field, is trying to kick his legs in the air. You know what kind of muscles were working that day.
Oh, you could tell. I mean, if you can't tell, pay attention. But if you're looking, you can tell. That guy was, he had that liquid courage in him.
Exactly. All right, so
it didn't work out so good.
Next up, we typically go to fun facts. But if I say my fun fact now, it's going to break up part of my breaking news this week. So we're gonna postpone that to down to here. So you got something, Cap, for fun fact?
No, I don't have a fun fact.
All right, so let's get to breaking.
I've never had a fun fact.
That's something you should work on, Cap.
I feel bad now, man. Like I'm not bringing enough.
All right, breaking news this week.
What you got?
A possible blockbuster trade proposal.
Between?
Sees Russell Wilson traded to the NFC rival Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for rising young quarterback Jalen Hurts and 2 2022 first-round draft picks.
Did you see Jalen Hurts in his last game?
I'm just throwing out this should have went under the ridiculous article of the week, right?
It should. He had one foot on a banana peel and the other foot on another banana peel.
So he's not a long-term solution is what I'm hearing.
Not for us. I
so
mean, he would have to rebuild everything.
Okay, so after week 1, if he was on your team, you wouldn't say he was balling.
I ain't putting him and Russell. I ain't putting no trade documents with Russell's name on it and his name on it. He ain't there yet. Russell's our guy until he actually is not in our uniform anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
And they need to sort that out quickly because Russell, if you do want to bounce, you got to let him know, man. So
you can't
figure it out.
Yeah, you can't
but,
be waiting on.
You need to stay, man. This is Captain Vuk talking to you, Russell. Stay with us, bro. We got this. We ain't far off, man. Don't listen to the hype. Flavor Flav talked about that a long time ago.
That's the band Snap. Don't believe the hype.
Exactly.
All right. Sean Payton steps down as coach of the Saints.
Oh, yeah. That's a coveted job right there.
Is it? I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got Taysom Hill as your quarterback?
Oh, that shrimp and gumbo down there.
Oh, shrimp and gumbo, but no quarterback. I believe he has an offer to replace Troy Aikman in the broadcast booth because Troy Aikman's going to go to, I believe he's going to go to Amazon.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what's out there.
So this is a business decision.
This is a business decision.
It almost always is, isn't it?
It is. Okay, my third and final breaking news this week. And in the middle of this, I'm going to throw the fun fact. So get ready for the fun fact.
Let's do it.
The Minnesota Vikings have hired Queasy, Adolfo, Mensa for their general manager opening.
Break them down for us.
Adolfo Mensa was previously an executive with the Cleveland Browns. So let's get to the fun fact.
I know you're going to dig this.
The new nickname for our GM is going to be Easy, Breezy, Queasy.
Hey, I hope he can earn it and keep it, man.
He better earn it. So
I hope so.
Mr. Queasy was with the 49ers from 2013 to 2020 with a variety of roles, including manager for research and development and vice president of operations. He was hired by the Browns in 2020 as the vice president of football operation. This role was described as the assistant GM job. He's just 40 years old, but he's got a long list of accolades and the respect across the NFL. So I'm reading. I've never heard of him.
I thought you were going to tell me what you did know about him.
I've never heard, but he appears to be. I'm just telling you what's in print. He appears to be one of the hotter young rising names. I know everybody's going to these guys that are actually 40's even old for the people that have been getting chosen for head coaches and GM positions lately. So,
you know what? It's probably not easy being Queasy.
It's not easy being so. I'm going to have fun with this guy's name all year. Hey, Queasy, it ain't so easy, huh? Hey, Queasy.
I hope he makes it look easy. I hope he does for your sake.
Exactly. So every word that rhymes with Queasy, I will know within the next week. So, Cap, you have any breaking news this week?
I don't have any breaking news, but I did promise that I would touch base on some of the candidates once I got some.
That's breaking news. There you go.
So I can run through that. I got a chance to check out an article by my guy, John Clayton. I hope I get to meet him someday. And if you don't know about John Clayton, I mean, most football fans do. But do you know what his favorite type of music is? This is when I knew that this dude was legit. And before I even say this, he used to work at the Tacoma News Tribune, the TNT. That headquarters was close to my crib that I grew up in.
Okay, so
in the city of Destiny. So he paid his dues and cut his teeth in his profession from the city of Destiny.
So City of Destiny, if I remember, isn't
be careful now.
Isn't like Nirvana from there? Is that kind of music?
Well, that's grunge music. That's grunge Seattle area.
That's Seattle. Okay.
Yeah, I associate grunge music with Seattle.
You do, okay.
Yeah.
So
and Portland, Oregon, be getting their grunge in.
All right. When I hear anything in that.
Yeah, that's close though. That's
section of the nation that I usually think grunge.
Yep, that's a good place to be thinking about.
But what is his? Is he an R&B guy?
Negative. He probably likes all music, but his favorite music is funk.
Funk.
Yes.
Wow.
So to the youngsters out there that don't know what we're talking about, go put on some George Clinton or some Funkadelic or some Parliament or some Bootsy Collins. Go get you some of that.
Atomic Dog.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
everything.
We could go Funkadelic.
We could go 6 or 7 hours if somebody let us.
and actually, if we let ourselves.
We have to spin some records.
There you go.
For those that don't know what those are.
Vinyl.
There you go, baby.
Vinyl,
Wheels
baby.
of
steel.
There you go.
Okay.
That's how we ride. So just really quickly, Coach Norton is gone. You know,
yes, he is.
He's had to turn his playbook.
Well deserved.
He did a good job. He got a Super Bowl ring. And you know what? It's time for him to move on. But it was time.
It was time.
You know, the slow starts for the last 2 years, you can't wait with the same talent to get them engaged after 8 games. You're too far behind the 8 ball. So a couple of names that we have that are actually getting interviews. There's a guy, we mentioned him, I think, named Clint Hurt, the defensive line coach. It's possible that he may get promoted. Hold on a second here. My man John Clayton thinks he is one of the best defensive line coaches in the league. And if John's putting his word on somebody like that, he's done his homework without question. So that's one name that he's going to get an interview, and we'll see how he does. Another name who I'm not super familiar with is Ed Donatel. And I think you might have mentioned him.
I've heard the name.
Oh, Seattle Socrates broke this guy down to me. He's a DB coach, defensive coordinator. He has been for 4 different squads. And he's with the Broncos right now, and they had a really good year. So he's an interesting candidate that, you know, might show up when he gets his interview. He's got a lot of NFL experience. There's another individual who's the defensive coordinator for the Bears, Sean Desai. I don't know anything about him.
He's going to be available because it looks like their rumor on the street is they might take Bowles. Either Bowles is going there or the Raiders. Bowles now he's connected to the Bears and the Raiders.
Okay, well this guy has been asked to come in for an interview, and he's worked under Chicago's defensive coordinator Vic Fangio before.
Why don't you take Fangio? He's looking for a job.
I don't know what they're going to do. And we also got to make sure we sign some people. We still got to get Jamal Adams back out there healthy too. But on Thursday, and today is not Thursday, last Thursday, we added defensive passing coordinator / secondary coach Joe Witt Jr. as a candidate. He's with the Dallas Cowboys. So you might have more insight on him than I do.
Yeah, if he says the Cowboys ain't any good.
Well, remember who they got leading the league in picks back there, Mr. Diggs.
Yeah.
Is that a one-man show, though?
It's not a one-man show. Let's watch the picks he got.
You don't think it was a result of coaching his effort and his own intellect?
You know what? He's a good athlete. Let's see how he does next year.
And let me see. Who's the other one?
No, there's no coaching. No, right place, right time.
And then there's one name I'd like to throw in there myself.
Okay. Zimmer?
And not necessarily for the defensive coordinator, but at least for the...
He wouldn't even respond to that
I'm
one.
coming back to him. But as far as like our defensive backs coach, why don't we put Bam Bam? Let Bam Bam get a crack at it. We got a guy named Deshaun Shedd, who's a defensive backs coach who does a great job with them. He was with our Super Bowl run. Let's get Bam Bam, Cam Chancellor in there.
Yeah, didn't he recently speak up and
He said he needed to talk to Jody Allen. Maybe that happened.
Yep, me and you talked about
We
that.
did. So I'd love to see Bam Bam, on the sidelines, because then you ain't going to have nobody giving half effort. That does not exist.
Here's the problem, though, with him. And I don't know if it's a problem, but it could be, because when you're that good of a player like Michael Jordan was, Michael Jordan couldn't coach.
Yeah,
he thought everybody needed to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they would need to vet that in a
Correct.
in an interview process.
Yes.
The last thing I will mention is Mr. Michael. What's his middle name? Headless Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name has been mentioned, not necessarily coming in for an interview, but I would just like to shut that down right now. There's really
Oh no, I want it.
there's no
I
reason,
want it for the episode.
There's no reason for
Want to
him
know
to
why?
come into our
None
building.
of your rookies will ever play for 3 years.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not going to happen with Pete Carroll.
Right.
Pete Carroll loves youth.
Yeah, so
And if you study and you know what you're doing, he doesn't care how long you've been in the league. So Zimmer, if that's his trait and the other stuff, the other baggage that you
and
mentioned.
Carroll likes to have his hand in the defense anyway. And with Zimmer there, that's not that's
Zimmer-
oil and water. That's not happening.
Zimmer needs to not be in the Seattle Seahawks building.
Yeah, no. Next year when he is the head coach.
Yeah, so we'll keep you posted on any developments that come up that are firm, but that's a little something to chew on with regard to our coaching
All right.
whole.
Awesome. Let's get outside the box with the real deal. Hey, Cap.
What you got, bro?
On episode 20, I asked if you knew about the Ravens curse. Remember we talked about
You
the
did,
Ravens
and
curse?
I did not know, but you definitely highlighted it, and it came out as a curse.
Well, I have another one for you, because the Cousins curse is alive and well.
Well, I know that field in Washington is horrible, but what you got?
The Cousins curse. No team that lost in a season to a squad led by Kirk Cousins has ever reached the Super Bowl. Green Bay lost to Cousins this year. That's why they're not in the Super Bowl.
That's not good. Didn't he have trouble winning like a primetime game too, Kurt? It took him a while to
But
win
the Kirk Cousins curse is if you lose to him, you don't get to the Super Bowl.
So he's the bar, and you
He
gotta
is the
clear
bar.
that bar.
If you lose to him,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. Right now, he is the kiss of death.
Is he going to be in purple and gold next year?
No,
Coming in on the Viking ship with JJ and the rest of the fellas?
no,
No.
not unless nobody will take him. I'm seeing Denver, Pittsburgh, or Carolina.
And are you saying Denver because Aaron Rodgers might go there? If he doesn't
No,
stay
it
with Green
depends.
Bay?
If Denver hires Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator from the Packers,
Yeah.
Rodgers will end up there. But
What do you think about Rodgers? I mean,
Rodgers, he's a great regular season quarterback.
I can't. I'll tell you how.
I don't like him.
I'm gonna tell
He's
you
a
how I
punk.
felt after we do our recap.
He's a
because
punk.
That Saturday was beautiful on
He's a
several
punk.
levels.
Yeah. So
several
yeah,
levels.
we're gonna get there right in the recap. So let's move on to the divisional round weekend recap. This round could not have been scripted any better for me, Cap.
100% agree.
Hated rival, the Packers, and Rodgers out. The Bills and Stephon Diggs out.
Oh man, that was a rough one. That was a rough
Right?
one. I got to speak on that later.
Right. Jalen Ramsey was awful as he did his best Bashad Breeland imitation that almost cost them the win. He's lucky. He got burnt.
I think he was doing it without the scheme because the coaches were letting the other guy get completely torched, and he was just like, "Forget it. We'll have a better chance if I go over there."
I mean,
Because the coaches didn't make the call. I think, but
All right.
don't quote me though.
right.
I don't know for sure.
Two former Vikings. They did everything they could to screw up Casey's chance to advance. First, Jerick McKinnon couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
Oh my goodness.
There was nobody around him.
There was one other thing that just to me was bizarre.
What's that?
At the very end of the game, there were 13 seconds left. You just scored. You know they got to drive the field. Why would you give them 25 freaking yards knowing that guy can throw the ball 80 yards in the air?
Oh, exactly. So
Kick it in bounds.
correct. Yeah, squib it.
My goodness.
Not only that, you
man.
squib it, you get one play. You took 2 plays to go 40 yards. You did 1 play. You're not going 40 yards.
No.
All right, second Viking, Mike Hughes, former number 1 cornerback. He was beaten like a drum in pass coverage and gave up the lead to the Bills with 13 seconds to go when he fell over. He can't even stand up.
And didn't you say earlier in the season to Mike Zimmer that you're not a cornerback whisperer?
Yes.
Stop.
Quit.
Yeah, that's funny because, I mean, geez.
So let's hear your thoughts on the divisional round weekend games.
Well, I mean, number one, Cincinnati Bengals went into Tennessee and broke the Tennessee Titans off 19-16.
I was surprised by that one.
Last second kick. I picked Cincinnati because I really like Joe Burrow. And, you know, when I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm going to recap both of these things together. Because that game made me very, very happy. You know, after they treated, Joe Burrow last year, he gets hurt. And then you got this other nonsense coming up where, let's see if he can still move his knee and all this other stuff. Guess what? His knee moves and his arm moves faster. Okay. But they win that game with a last second kick on the road, tough environment, fantastic. The second evening game, the San Francisco 49ers, a heated rival by my squad, the Seattle Seahawks. They go into the Lambeau Stadium, the coveted, Green Bay home.
Frozen tundra.
It's snowing. You got a team from California here.
Go, Pack, go.
Guess what happened?
They lost.
San Francisco beat Green Bay 13-10.
Yes.
Last second kick. So I'm listening, I'm thinking about all the stuff they were saying when Derrick Henry confirmed that he was going to play. He came out the tunnel last. He has his helmet off. He's looking at the crowd. He's all fired up, which is cool. I appreciate that. But don't dismiss your opponent before you play him. And then listening to Aaron's presser after the game, all I heard, all the stuff he said was, I didn't think we'd lose to San Francisco, and we did. That's all I heard. Because he was like, I didn't think I'd be answering these type of questions this soon. Guess what? That means you underestimated your opponent. So before we get to Sunday, I gotta drop something, bro.
All right.
It ain't gonna take long, but
no, drop it. Like it's hot.
After the Saturday games, I was so excited. I just couldn't hide it. I thought about lose control because I thought I'd like it. The Packers got chin checked. The Titans got shipwrecked. Seeing them both sent home was so exciting. Welcome to the Couch Club, fellas.
Pointer.
You deserve to be there.
Pointer Sisters.
With us.
Pointer Sisters.
That's it. The Pointer Sisters.
The Pointer Sisters.
I knew you'd know that hook.
Knew it.
I wasn't on harmony, so to all the sisters, I apologize.
No, you had the rhythm and the blues.
But man, I was so freaking amped up. I loved it.
It was great. It was
Aaron Rodgers, man. Come on.
Aaron Rodgers out.
Figure out your
out.
future on the couch.
Exactly.
Just like everybody else that ain't playing right now.
All right.
Sunday. What you got?
Let's get to the divisional round result picks and the championship round picks.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed, in comes the real deal. He's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Blue Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. The picks. Battle tested.
All right.
Let's go.
The season prediction record. They've been updated. I screwed it up last week. Well, we're updated. So Captain this week went 3-1 for the divisional round weekend. Now stands at 148-81. The real deal went 2-2. Now stands at 142-87. The Cat has clinched the pick section of our podcast with a 6-game lead and only 3 games left. Congratulations, Cat.
I wish we had a cheering section right now.
It was a good battle. I didn't lose by double digits, so I'm happy with that.
It was a good fight. It was a good run.
Good run. However, I'd still like to just trim it to 3. So we'll see what we can do. All right, championship round game predictions.
Who's up?
Woo!
Ric Flair. Welcome back,
Hey, brother, Slim Jim!
Oh, Randy's in the house as well. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good to see y'all in the building, gentlemen.
Hey, wait! I can't get past this guy.
Uh-oh, hold up. Who
There's
is it?
hair in my eyes.
Oh, no.
It's George the Animal Steel.
Oh, no, not that.
Get away from me,
That dude don't even take a bath. You got to get up out of here, big fella.
Rick. Get him out of here.
Yeah, go somewhere else, bro. I have Wilson come down here and knock you down.
You got him out.
Good job.
Man, I haven't seen George the Animal Steel. Man, he's got to get a pair of scissors.
Yeah, that dude is something serious.
Oh my goodness.
Whew.
All right. Championship round. The picks. Sunday, 3 p.m. Cincinnati visits Kansas City.
Yes, they do. What you got?
Cincinnati is gonna claw
Oh.
and run wild, but will get scalped at the end by the Chiefs.
That was a nice setup.
34-30.
That was a nice setup.
KC 34, Cincy 30.
All right, so check this out. AFC Championship game winner goes to the big dance. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to summon the spirit of the two-time world champion Kansas City Monarchs of the old Negro Leagues, and they are going to barnstorm their way past the Bengals, who will claw and scratch, but it won't be enough to stop the Chiefs, who will be utilizing their most trusted scouts to carry out the orders of their most decorated Chiefs.
Well, you really expanded on this guy.
I had to, brother. Kansas City Chiefs 38, Cincinnati Bengals in a valiant fight by Joe Burrow 27.
Wow, you got an 11-point victory there. 11-point victory for the Cap. Kansas City 38, Cincy 27. All right, second game, Sunday, 6 p.m. We got the San Francisco 49ers visiting. They don't have to travel that far. Down to the L.A. Rams.
That's true.
So, the Gold Rush has made a valiant effort, and their line play has been good. Garoppolo, on the other hand, I don't think he factored into the last game, right? Right? He did not factor in.
He wasn't the showstopper.
The Rams' defensive line, Miller and Donald, appear unstoppable. But
Here we go. Upset City? Upset City?
yes, it's going to be your San Francisco treat as they defeat
I
the
like
Rams
that. I like that.
23-21.
I like that. That was good. That was clever. I love it. So here we go. NFC Championship game. The winner goes to the big dance, man. The big ball. Here's what's going to go down. For the third week in a row, the LA Rams, led by Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, and their ridiculous defensive line, led by the man from outer space named Aaron Donald. B-Gold, this game here, they're going to lean so far back on them two legs and them two hooves that when they thrust their horns at the San Francisco 49ers, there's a good chance that their horns will bust. And the results will be gold dust, which will be gathered up and added to the Lombardi Trophy. So, LA Rams staying home for the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium. They will win 40-20.
40-20. Wow, not even close. Not even close. By the way,
Gotta have at least one.
By the way,
every week.
here's another curse.
Which one?
No team has ever played a home Super Bowl.
They're about to break it. They about to get it done.
They are, all right.
Yeah, they're gonna get it done. Matt Stafford, dude, are you checking this guy?
He's gonna make a mistake.
He ain't gonna make enough.
I've
to
seen
lose.
him in the Central long enough. North, Central. He's been in both our divisions. You know
It's
what?
gonna be interesting.
We'll
it should
see.
be a really good weekend of football. Last
Exactly.
weekend was epic.
You know what? We didn't talk about earlier.
What?
Antonio Brown posted a great. He
what did he
posted.
say? I heard
He
he said
posted
something.
a great picture of himself when he had no shirt and he was jumping up in the end zone with the field. Something like, "We're not playing next week," or "No, the Bucs aren't playing next week." I gotta find it. I gotta send it to you.
I heard he did something to try to rub some salt in the wound.
He
after they
did,
lost.
yes. They had him. He took a picture when they took a picture of him jumping in the end zone, running out of the game when he was leaving.
Yeah, with his bad ankle.
Now he had the Bucks in the background when they were losing, and he had "Need Me Now" or something like that.
He's at a different
I gotta
level.
find it. It was funny.
He's at a different
It
level.
was funny. All right, let's get to the survival pool playoffs, And you know that means Mr. Johnny King will do the background for
I
us.
can get fired up correctly this time, right?
Exactly.
I'll wait for it.
What we do for the past 2 weeks is we pick one team
Yes, sir.
to advance each week until the Super Bowl. Once you pick them, you cannot use them again. I've used the Rams and the Bucks. Cap has used the Rams and Cincinnati. So, Cap, you picked the Rams to win this week.
I sure did.
So you're narrowed. You only have one choice.
Well, I can only pick Kansas City or San Francisco.
Yeah,
right?
well, you can't pick San Francisco if you just picked them to lose.
Well, I can pick them in the survivor pool to lose.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You can. All right.
Otherwise, I'm not using my KC card if I don't have to.
So, you know what? I'm doubling down. I got San Fran.
Are you serious?
Yes, as my pick this week.
Then I got to ride there too.
All right.
We'll both go out together.
We're going to go out together. Then we're going to end up tied.
Just like we almost did.
All right.
Yeah, because if I pick Kansas City right now, I can't play the card against the in the Super
All
Bowl.
right. You know what?
Because we have no teams left.
We have no. So, you know what?
We starting fresh.
No, we're not starting fresh. I wish I had a coin to flip. We don't have a coin to flip. You know what? I'll take KC. You take San Fran. Okay?
All right, I guess I have to.
Because if San Francisco loses, I win.
Yeah, so I don't want to do it like that. This way, this will force us to have a team at the end if we both win.
We both win. We only have KC left.
But if I lose against Frisco, I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you take Frisco,
Yeah, Frisco ain't going to beat the Rams.
then you're out, and I win. Because I'm taking KC.
I'm going to take KC then. I'm going to play the KC card.
You're going to play KC now?
I just won't be able to make a pick if they both win. If they and the Rams win, I won't be able to make a pick for the Super Bowl. Then you'll win. So let's.
Well, I'll save KC for myself. So
I'll try to live another week.
what are you taking?
I'll take Kansas City.
You're going to take Kansas City?
Yeah, I'll make it interesting at the end. This is a new game for me, so
All right.
I'm learning as we go.
I'll take San Fran just so I can have the KC to win. But I could get eliminated this week if San Francisco loses. If we both take KC, then San Francisco has to make it to the next round. Who do you have left? San Francisco
just
as well.
San Fran and KC.
So I mean,
Damned if we do, damned if we don't.
So you know what? Well, you know what? We have to make the choice. We have to do something opposite
You
this
gotta
week.
play your card,
This
yeah.
week, because next week, if Kansas City's in and San Francisco out, we're all going to take Kansas City. So.
Exactly.
All right, you take KC.
I'll take KC.
I'll take San Fran, which I initially won with, and
And it is what it is, ladies and
it
gentlemen.
is. And again, it's our first time trying this. So, Scolders, 12s, football fanatics, thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you get the word out on the street. Tell everybody. You know, we're wrapping up season 1. Season 2, we already have some good stuff. We're going to be going live video, some new sections. It's going to be great. The Vikings have found their next GM, and they continue to search for the next coach. My hope is that they do not sign a defensive-minded coach, but someone who can lead the whole team. Cap, as you always do, bring us home.
Well, as has been illustrated today already, we are down to the final 4. So while these last remaining teams are working on securing the Super Bowl championship trophy, other teams like your Minnesota Vikings are making moves to be in position to compete at the highest level come the start of the 2022 season. So to my Scolders, as always, skull on down that purple road and that gold road. There's good stuff waiting for you. To the Emerald Nation, the 12s and our Seahawks, we are still working on getting our D coordinator. We talked about it, and we're going to make sure we get our chess pieces on the board so that we can wreck shop in 2022. Change can be good, but we don't need to panic, so we got to take our time. 2 of the teams in our division are about to compete, and the winner goes to the Super Bowl. Iron sharpens iron in the NFC best, so stay focused and be ready to rock and roll. We got this. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. We are here to get you through, and you know how we do it. Scolders, 12s, Hawk fans, Viking fans. Let's keep scolding until we scold to the end of the time. And everybody in the Emerald Nation, Emerald up and go Hawks. Peace.